It's Chris Hansen. This thing's bragging right now how it's got my whole head lit up. And it's saying, oh, he's just kind of floating around in there. He don't even know it's him anymore, you know. And it literally felt like they had my whole brain lit up, and were saying that blasphemy stuff through my whole cranial. They just took over my whole brain, basically. They just took over my whole brain, and my brain's sitting there trying to go along with it, woohoo, you know, and I'm not wanting to go along with it, and I can't fight against the feeling it's putting in my head with all these, like, insinuating alternative, you know, they got all this stuff in my head that ain't even me. I don't even know how to physically put it into words, or mentally put it into words to give somebody an understanding of the physical feeling of what it feels like. My whole brain is being taken over by radio microwaves. They just took my whole brain over. I'm just sitting here in the chair, and they just lit my whole brain up, and the voice to skull. And organized gang stalkers, always right from the west, from the geopositionary satellite Sand Island Coast Guard base in the airport over there, where the F-22 Raptors take off. Always comes from that direction. And they got a homeless encampment over there on a toxic waste site, dump. I remember going hiking in 2 miles, and they got this radar dish that's just pointing straight up off the roof. I think that's got something to do with it. It's going straight up, bouncing that stuff off the ionosphere. I've never seen a radar dish, man, that points straight up, but this one does. Right off the roof of this building on the left as you're walking in, this radar dish points straight up. And I read something about that on the internet before. They're definitely sadistically crooked, committing war crimes against humanity, psychological warfare, terrorism, all of the above. And they blocked my messenger. I still have not heard from Kim, because they got the ball. Every time I write something, the ball drops. And then she'll write something. And then I'll write something back, and the ball drops. It's got her face on it, on the little ball. There's the one messenger with a big circle with her face on it, and then there's a little one. And she said something, and the little ball is still there. And I put all this stuff below it, and it's still there. And she hasn't responded to any of them. That's because they haven't dropped the ball down. They're holding all my messengers, all my conversation, blocking my freedom of speech, and it's talking this voice to skull, voice of God weapon, like Robert Duncan says it is, this weapon that they're using on the American people here in Honolulu, Hawaii, right down the road from Pearl Harbor, committing terrorism on Hawaii and the Hawaiian citizens, the Hawaiian public. Well, the chief of police was indicted by the FBI, and KHON Nestor Garcia resigned for ethical violations and agreed to pay thousands of dollars in ethical violations. KHON refuses to report it, and Honolulu Police Department has falsified 2 police reports about the report about these psychotronics. So that ought to tell you something. They're covering it up. In the meantime, Robert Duncan, he's out there talking all over the place, man. Ex-CIA guy. Saying, yeah, they're doing it. Jesse Ventura saying, yeah, they're not even bothering to hide it. You know? And he says they're being attacked by this. He says, attack, that's a light word. No, they're being tortured. And nothing's being done about it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So. It's Chris Hansen, Oahu, Hawaii, psychotronic warfare on the American people.